Okay, guys ready?
I'm always
Yeah.
Alright, so, as we pick up where we left, words. You guys are currently on this structure flying through what seems to be the plane of darkness, as you can't really tell the difference because everything is black, there's no real horizon, but you can feel that you guys are moving. And as far as you can really tell, you believe you're off the ground at least a couple of miles as you're flying in the air at this point. As you have this moment of, no calamity to really absorb everything that's happening and turn to meet the naked, short, cat-like creature that really, without his feeling of urgency, you guys would have found yourselves in the chasm of that dark pit, quite possibly dead.
Oh,
Hello.
that ended quite well, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sit down.
I don't think
So,
there's just a way we could sort out clothes for you, is there?
I mean, I don't really need them that much. I prefer them, but I mean, it's not that necessary.
I don't believe it.
I was lying, but sure, yeah. Oh, there we go.
No, because Thelio is a well-known race. Like, they're pretty. There's
Yeah.
a lot of them that exist. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
More than two.
More than two.
Yes, you know of them.
They wear clothes.
Yes, they do.
What a fucking liar. He's a nudist.
Scramble!
Oh, I don't have any clothes to give you, sadly, but hopefully we'll be able to find you something.
Yeah, hopefully. Now, Jesus fucking Christ.
As you guys are just still in the air, you do notice that there is the crashed and piled up bodies that are now to the back of the ship that you guys are in, all kind of mangled and crushed in on each other due to the heavy movement that you guys have to deal with to essentially take flight.
Yeah. I don't think we properly introduced ourselves, did we?
No, actually not. My name is Smokey. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
My name's Genghis. It's nice to meet you too. It's quite good that we did, because I don't think we would have made it out there if we all went by ourselves.
I'm the one who's supposed to thank you. If you didn't catch me there, would have not necessarily, certainly, but probably fallen to my death.
Well, there's no reason not to save you. It's only doing what
True.
anyone else would. There's-
Yeah, sure.
That would be Brett Cillian. And it does seem that, well, A, you're now stuck here with us, and B, I guess we're all even now, actually.
It appears so, yeah.
Your quick thinking and then our rope.
It seems like the debt has been repaid, but if any of you know, I would be very, very glad if you were to tell me where the fuck we are. There's dark everywhere. We're in a fucking spaceship.
What's a spaceship though?
What's a spaceship?
Going too far ahead there.
Just a common thing that the kids play
mad
with
after
back
me.
in my hometown, which is basically
He's doing it too, oh god!
So we're gonna have Santa again, and then Jesus, and...
no, it's basically
Christmas.
you take a pine Like the seed from a pine, what's that called?
A pine cone?
Yeah, pine cone. Yeah, take a pine cone and then you throw it into there, and when it lands, we call that a spaceship. It would be, I believe it would be translated to things that would inevitably crash into the ground and explode in common tongue.
Well,
I see.
we're not 100% on exactly where we are, but we're somewhere in. Where was it?
Believe it's the realm of the dark.
That.
Okay, that doesn't say me anything. No.
Right. Speaking
Uh,
of crashing into the ground in a glorious fireball, does anyone know how we can put this thing down?
Not
Without
safe.
crashing like a
actually-
Doer's fireball.
Aren't we still flying this thing at high speeds?
Oh yeah.
Out of character?
You
Isn't
don't
that
feel
something?
like it's slowed down any, no?
I mean, Genghis is still in the seat, but it appears to be doing it itself for now.
Well, we haven't blown up yet.
It looks like it's some kind of auto flying or moving thing. Maybe we just leave it. It's gonna find its own way to land.
That would be a hope.
Yeah. Look outside. How's the surrounding moving in relation to us?
As you look outside the window, you can't see really anything because of the terrain and the sky are the same color. But what you do see is the certain artifacts that are anomalies in this area. You see this large black castle-like eyres in the distance that have like many thorn-like appendages shooting out from itself. The best way you can describe it is the Castle of Thorns. And then to the other side that you can like appropriate to the next line on the compass, you see what these multiple spike-like spires shooting off into the sky, barely tipping off in the very end of the sky itself, and making like this zenith, the pillars, which is best described as the zenith. And then to the next area, you see this large wall of bones that seem to scrape what you believe would still take a bit to reach the top, even in this flying craft that seems to block off the entire edge of that direction. And then finally to the south, you see what looks like an orb of some kind that almost looks like it's floating in the sky, but at the same time, since you can't tell the sky from ground, it just looks like it exists. That looks like it's a swelling orb of black fire that, out of everything that you can see in the vicinity, looks to be the largest thing out here. Granted, these things are hundreds upon hundreds of miles apart from each other. They're almost at every end of the compass, essentially.
If I were to choose, I'd say that would be the easiest to move to the castle, right? Because the castle is a man-made object. Castles don't appear in nature, and this strange dimension, place, world, things might appear naturally, like the spires or the wall or the sphere. Meanwhile, someone must have built the castle.
Well,
Someone that might have information.
it appears this is taking us somewhere, so why don't we just let it take us?
Yeah, you sit back and relax in this flying unidentified object, or nothing bad would happen. All right.
As you guys basically coast for a while to figure out where this thing's taking you, you realize as you pay attention out the window, it seems to be moving in a circular path, not really making any heading or direction in any path.
So the button you pressed must be like a stabilizer. It stabilizes us on how we're moving, right?
Yes.
So I guess we should try to aim it
Press
towards
it
a direction.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah, sure, try it. Where's
I
the thing
can't
that happens?
move it otherwise, right?
You
Yeah,
try
right,
to,
yeah,
and it doesn't
exactly,
seem
right,
to move.
yeah.
No.
I'll have to press it to move it.
Can you pilot it without?
I suppose so.
It seemed heavily before. Maybe you and shit names. Maybe you and Ryu should help each other out. Maybe Ryu could get in there as well. Or you... actually, everyone here seems stronger than me. So why don't the strongest people here help each other to operate it
Why
in
not
case
just
it gets stuck again?
give it a go for now, and we'll see what that gets us.
Right.
So I'm gonna press the button, and I'm gonna attempt it to.
As
Like,
soon as he
kinda
presses
aim
the
it.
button, I'm gonna stand up again and get ready to help like last time.
Aim it to.
Two of these stick-like things are parallel to each other. One's in front of one seat, and the other's in front of the other.
I'm gonna aim it towards the castle.
I guess I'll sit in the other seat then that's got one.
This one, unlike the other one that seems to be more of an oval shape, this one seems to be like a W, with these two red buttons on the top of it.
Hmm.
I think that might be height. Well, try it carefully. Don't press the right buttons yet. Try to move it.
What position is this one in?
It just looks like a W.
But yeah, I guess I would attempt to aim it towards the castle just immediately.
Well, you don't need any strength at this point.
Oh, okay.
As you try to aim it towards the castle, it lurches and like you can hear something winding down as it moves, and then once you point in the direction you want, you can just hear it like wind back up. As you can feel the velocity of it increasing as it seems to be heading towards the castle itself.
Okay.
Can I push my lever up?
You hear like noises, but nothing seems to be happening to the ship.
I'm gonna press one of the buttons.
Roll a D100.
Oh, what? Oh boy. Oh shit. Fuck, it's not working. Oh wait, no, there it is. Oh good. That went well.
Left or right?
Left.
As you hear from your ship something that sounds like the carbonation from like ale, like going through a bottleneck, but 200% louder. As you see this metal cylinder shoot faster past you guys and heading off into the distance in front of you, before
So that's
aiming like maybe 300 to 350 feet off past you guys. You watch as there's this large red fireball like explosion in the sky.
Guys, I found weapons!
let's not press them.
What
Do
in
we
the
know
world?
what they do?
I'm gonna press the other button.
As you do, you just see this beam of light shoot out directly in front of you towards the castle. As you see this purple shimmer affect the castle itself around 100 or so feet away from it, as the light would like resonate against it and then fade off.
Alright.
That's definitely interesting.
That's impressive. I don't know if you're
I'm not
going
actually
to
smiling,
immediately...
but I'm having like a fucking heyday inside.
I don't know if you want to just piss everyone around here off.
As you do this,
Not like I
the
knew
black
what the fuck
shimmer
they did.
around the castle begins to coalesce in front of it as a giant orb of darkness seems to pierce out in front of it. Genghis,
Oh!
I need you
Yes.
to roll a d10.
Oh.
It's okay. Space Captain Genghis can do it good.
As
I
a
ruined
beam of
everything.
darkness shoots from like 100 feet out from the castle up towards your direction, as Genghis, you take your instincts at heart as you feel like, oh, if we're in this thing, if that it's aiming at us, I don't like it. As you try to peel away from the direction, but unfortunately you don't evade it completely, as you can hear the sound of the craft you're in like bend and break from the like sheer force of the mag gun that got shot at you, as you just see lights start to go off and you hear sirens going off in here again.
What did I just say?
We should
Whoops.
probably
Just
shouldn't press
say.
those buttons again.
Maybe we should land the airship and walk from here, because this thing's gonna get shut down, I think.
Genghis, put us down.
Don't know if I'll be able to pull us down safely.
Can I pull my lever back?
You hear
I suppose
Alright, I guess that's
give it a
positioning of
shot.
whatever we're shooting.
Genghis
Do you
is
think you
gonna...
can maybe try and slow the thing down first? I'd rather not go up in a blaze of glory.
don't know how to do it. I can only move it.
Then
Well, you have buttons
what about-
too, don't you?
I
about
have
hit the-
one button.
is that the button you hit before?
Yes.
Like when you lost control?
as you guys are like having this conversation, the orb still hasn't like settled at all. It's just hanging from the castle as it starts to pulse up again as another beam gets shot out towards you guys. As this one seems to fly off into the distance.
Back off, just back.
I think it's attempting to attack us.
I agree.
Oh shit.
So,
Why don't you try... If it's attacking us, can't we attack it back? And do the thing you did last time again?
Alright,
We
I'm gonna
could
press the left
not
one.
further agitate the enemy. Which
As
might
you
not be
shoot
the enemy
off the
after
left
all.
one, it seems to just fire up towards your like upwards up to the sky and just looks like it's not.
Alright,
hitting
I'm gonna take that to mean that the lever does control the pitch of whatever kind of weapon this is. So I'm gonna try and judge based on that where the lever needs to be positioned and then press the button again to aim at the castle.
Roll a skill check. The D10
What
plus
the
your skill.
fuck? Okay. What? I don't even know what my skill is.
Have a look.
Oh, good. That's gonna go well.
Is it 0?
No, it's 4.
That's alright.
Better than most.
Yeah, like, it could be way worse than that easily.
Less than someone else that's in his party that has at least triple that. As you move it again, before you guys have a chance to do anything, as Riker, or Genghis, what are you doing?
I'm getting ready to move from things that get shot at us, because they're bad.
Right now you have the front of the ship pointed at it, so what are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
Like, the ship is flying towards the castle currently.
Trying to figure out how to slow it down.
Alright, what do you do?
Is there any buttons other than the button that I already pressed on the lever?
On the... no. You have now a total of 7 things to control. You have the white button on the steering wheel. You have the button that showed up after you pulled the lever. You have the small round button. You have the big red button. You have the 2 knobs. And you have the switch.
I'll try... just press the lever button again.
Nothing seems to happen. Actually, yes, it does. The door that was behind you that you made begins to open as the bodies that were there get flung out. As now you have a compression of everything.
Press the button again.
As it seems to close.
Oh shit. Don't press that again. Don't press that one again.
And it's around this time, the ball of dark energy seems to coalesce and shoot again. Ooh, that one hits, as it nails the ship directly head on, as you see the energy shoot out, and you guys feel like you're about to get completely overtaken by this hyper beam-like energy as it hits the ship, but as you guys expect it to be destroyed and killed on the spot, it seems to hit something that's around 20 or so feet away from the ship itself as it deflects outward, but then you see on your consoles in here like a flash of red going on and on, off and on.
We had that shield.
Yeah, shield
Right,
might be
so
gone now. Don't
The
know.
small red and the big red, you press those and those activated weapons, right?
My red buttons are
Yeah,
weapons.
Those ones. Press and
We're on 2 different seats.
yeah.
Alright.
Press
So
them.
here's small red and big red. What does those do? Were those for starting the engine, or?
Who knows?
Also, was I able to hit the castle with that skill check?
No, you weren't pointing in the right direction. You were pointing upwards.
Let's
No, but
try the.
I did it after that.
Oh yeah. You haven't shot yet.
Oh,
You just
well,
readjusted.
fuck it. I'm gonna press the button now.
Which one?
The left one. The one that made the explosion.
As you do, you see as you hear that same sound again, and then immediately after that sound, you hear a as you're like holding onto the button, but the cylinder shoots out as it aims directly for the castle again. As you watch this beam try to shoot it out of the sky, and does so magnificently.
Fuck!
As it nails it, like the beam's like where it was going to be shooting at you just hits the ground, and then it just arcs upward, almost cutting the sky with the beam. As it hits the cylinder heading towards it, it just explodes like 200
Right.
feet away from the castle.
I'm gonna press one of the knobs.
So what you guys are seeing in front of you immediately gets opaque as you just see a bunch of static screens go over the main front window, now blinding you.
No, undo that. Undo that. Don't
What
Yeah,
the, what the
turn
fuck
it
did
off,
you just
turn it
do?
off.
Yeah, press it again.
do it again.
As it turns off.
Right. So the knobs.
We already tried those buttons before. At least I did.
All right. Have you tried the small and the big red?
Yes.
Have you tried the switch?
Yes.
Wait, that's the one to bring at the to control on and off the.
Alright, so it's around this time the castle's sphere-like thing begins to pulse and compress.
We should get out of here.
What are you
we
guys
should
doing?
Get the fuck out.
Get
You
the fuck
guys
out.
are now
Sailing.
around 400 feet away from the castle.
Get
As
the
it
fuck
just-
out.
Turn around, getting the fuck out.
Why are you getting
No,
the
don't
fuck
even
out?
turn around. Just go in a different direction and go
Yeah,
past it.
Yeah, basically just getting away from it as fast as possible.
Okay, so the small red, the big red, the 2 knobs, the switch.
Alright, so tell me how...
You didn't do the switch.
Oh, that's not
Yeah, but the switch is the
Oh,
one
oh,
that activates the.
Alright,
No,
so,
that.
Alfie,
Yeah.
Yes,
you ready, boy?
I'm ready.
You ready? Go ahead and
Oh my
roll me a
God.
D20 plus skill, nigga.
D20.
D10, 10.
I was about to say, like, making a return. Don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years. Not ideal. Not ideal.
So, as you guys watch, the vision of the castle fades as your vision turns towards left or right. Left or right.
Right. Always go right, man.
Right.
As it turns towards the zenith. And as it is, you hear, like audibly, even through the metal, like the sound of a foghorn.
What the fuck?
I don't like that sound. That sounds not good.
Didn't sound
Probably an
good.
alert of some
I
kind.
I would
As
like
you
to
watch to the right of you, or yeah, you turned to the right. So yeah, to the right of you, the sky above you, in that direction, like it seems like the darkness is pierced as this large circle opens up in the darkness. As you can see, like almost like a gooey, black, mushy, wet sky, as if the sky itself was the bottom of a cave, and that's what you were looking at. As all the darkness and the muck that covered the sky itself just gets parted by this beam.
Jesus.
Okay. I just want to be space captain. I just
Down.
want to play astronaut.
Down, let's go down.
Please figure out how to slow this thing down before we try and land it.
You still hear this.
You tried.
You still hear this foghorn noise, and as you still hear it, you see that beam is still piercing the sky and is slowly like arcing towards your direction.
Oh my god.
Zigzag.
Get us as low as possible.
Serpentine!
And all this
Serpentine!
fucking jump down. Everyone just get down. Get it as low as possible, and then we're gonna jump out.
I'm pretty sure we would die if we jumped out.
Mhm.
It looks like it's going very fast.
We'll just go really low and use the ground to slow us down. Then we can't be up here if that thing hits us and tears us.
That
apart.
is the best idea.
Okay, yeah.
So you start heading
So we
downwards.
tried every
Yes.
single button, switch, lever,
I have
everything.
pressed
Are there
every
any other buttons anywhere?
There's actually a
That
lot of
is
buttons
some-
you have not tried yet since flying, but
No, I've pressed all the buttons.
You've pressed all your buttons, and I've pressed all my buttons, but other than our buttons, there are lots of other ones.
I think we
the
started
levers
pressing our
haven't.
buttons.
The levers haven't been touched yet.
No, I've
With the switch, okay, so there's a button you pulled after the lever, and then there's the switch. And there's the white button. Oh no, yeah.
pressed all the buttons.
And you haven't touched the big red one since in the air.
Boy,
They
I don't
have to
think that
start it.
because that's what made it like go really fast and fly.
But if we turn it off,
But
And
I'm
this
afraid
thing-
that if I press it, then it won't do that anymore.
So as Genghis, you begin to arc it, you start moving and heading towards the ground at this high velocity still.
I'm gonna press again. I'm gonna press the big red button again.
Oh god.
As the speed
No!
begins to taper off and begin to go slower and slower as you almost get into a glide.
Yep, you're just gonna glide it down to land on the ground, do it good. I'm a the space captain cadet.
As you do, you
Okay.
watch as this beam gets within like 15 feet of you guys. As you can see, like on the ship itself, it begins to peel and like arc
Oh
and
my
change
God.
colors from all of the like residual like damage that this beam seems to be doing as it just pierces around you guys, not hitting you directly, but almost anything that was there or could have been there, just
It's not
absolutely gone. As you continue heading downwards and then just arc upwards right before the end and start hitting against the ground, sliding against it as the beam begins to recede and then vanish. As you guys begin sliding on the ground and being like battered around. While doing this and while at this speed, everybody inside gets bumped around and knocked around against anything so that you guys weren't secure. Taking 6 true damage.
Oh,
I am not feeling
But
very
I
good.
I'm holding on to my levers and everything.
How much did you say? 6?
I'm in my
6.
nice seat.
I'm feeling like I could pass out soon.
Wow.
As
Right,
eventually,
so-
after like 30 seconds of sliding, you guys eventually come to a stop.
White button, run out.
Yep.
Yeah, I
He
would
thinks
like
he
to
could
stop
idea.
this
I would like
ride.
to get the fuck out of here.
Oh! I'll press the button on the switch again because that opens the door.
Yeah, the white button.
As you press it, the door seems to open.
Door is open.
I'm hauling ass out of there.
I
Run
am
away.
hauling all the ass.
As you guys begin to leave, you just find yourself in what is the equivalent of the Sahara, but with black sand and black sky. As you run out into this black sand and just move quickly away from the ship, as you look around, and it doesn't seem like you have any direct vision of the castle. Like there's dunes blocking your direct line of sight of it.
Well, we know that we took a right off it, and then we went slightly to the right of it, and then just kept on heading in that direction. So if we look at the ship, and then look where it's aiming, and then go back that direction, we're gonna reach the ship. Because we only did one turn. Right, so
There's nowhere else to go.
yeah, so let's start trekking. I don't want to be close. I think that there's people in that ship. They know what they're doing. I think they're gonna try to get out to the ship, and I think we should leave it to them.
I don't think there was anyone in there.
Well, the reason we went to the ship in the first place is to try to find somewhere to sleep. It's fairly late in the day, is it not?
You guys starting to feel weary, yes.
I could set up a tent.
You want to be close to the ship?
Yes,
I mean,
I
if
won't move
there-
it back to something.
If there are dunes around, then we can pick a valley behind one or two of them.
Yeah, close to the close to the ship. I see what you're meaning. Yeah, that sounds good.
And as this happens and you begin to taper off and getting off the ship, and basically finally realize, okay, this is what we need to do and look for dunes. The sky slowly begins to close up from where it took the damage from the beam. As it does so, it has that visual of darkness over dark. That's where we're going to end it today.
Right.
Okay.
So, thank you guys for watching this very stressful episode. We'll see you guys next week at around 12:35 CST to continue on with the Empire of the Lost. So, thanks a bunch. See you next time.
I want
So-
a hat to designate my role as captain of the spaceship.
We'll get